Would you like coffee or tea? Americano or espresso? I don't know how I can espresso all my feels. We can take in the sun. I think it'd be fun, even if it rains tomorrow.
Probably should have figured out what I was going to say before picking up the camera, but also this is a great angle. I guess I can tell you what I've been up to since the last vlog. This morning I posted the video of me filling up my gouache palette, the like super long just like talky video. It seems to be doing okay. It's only 1 thumbs down so far. And last night Bo and I spent a large amount of time trying to figure out how to get my sticker cutting machine to work. Like, it usually works fine, but I am trying a different paper, which was like an experience. Basically, my sticker cutting machine does not like the paper. I mean, it's not its fault. I just need to find the right setting. We talked about my monthly plan last time. So it's week 2 now, so now I'm working on getting a bunch of YouTube stuff done. So yesterday I did the finishing touches on my next video. I'm not sure what order I'm going to post them, but it is all of the clips that I recorded from the end of March all the way up to the beginning of this month before I started the last vlog, basically. There was a few talking bits, but they were kind of random and they didn't really relate to anything that I had recorded for the actual vlog, so I ended up just cutting those out completely, and it's basically just a vlog of like the quiet stuff. Kind of nervous about posting it. I'm not sure if people like it, but when I was watching through it, I quite enjoyed it, so hopefully you guys will like it too. I guess I still need to finish up a few Patreon things that I was supposed to get done last week. And today I want to do an Instagram post of the stickers and a Patreon post, so they can see the like completed design. I've posted in my stories, but I always like to do like an official post just in case, not stories, lens, in case someone misses it on Patreon. I also need to record one more video this week, which will hopefully end up being the Patreon print design and then original art. I don't know. We'll see.
Are you? What do you like to do?
Hi, it's a bit later, and hopefully walking doesn't make the microphone sound too loud. It's actually after 5 o'clock, but have I started working? No. Instead, I am going to tidy up the kitchen a little bit. I'm going to make some oat milk because I really want some coffee and we don't have any made, and I don't want to have coffee without milk. So I'm going to do that first. I just cleaned out the rice maker pot type thing. We're going to have curry for dinner tonight. But there's just like a few dishes laying around. I'm going to wipe off the counter real quick. Just like super quick, tidy and clean. Mix the oat milk, have some coffee, and then maybe I will get to work. In case you're wondering, my oat milk recipe, well not mine, the oat milk recipe I use is super simple. It's just 100 grams of oats. Do a little extra this time just because. And then 1,000 milliliters of water, and then I'm going to blend it up in my blender thing and then just strain it through a nut milk bag. Before we had this though, we did use, this is dirty, sorry, but one of these guys. Since it's not as thin, just put it through a couple times and I'll get most of the oat bits out, and then once I'm done I will put them in our clean milk bottle things. They're not milk bottles, actually they're some sweet chili sauce bottles that we just cleaned and now use for oat milk. But yeah, I'm gonna get to this now.
Some people say that love is like coffee, bitter and sweet, but it's all
I always have like a little bit left over. That's what I'll put in my coffee. Actually, that might be too much for my coffee, but we'll see.
you like coffee or tea? Americano or espresso? I don't know how I can espresso.
Hi. I don't think I actually recorded anything after I talked to you for a little bit last week. I don't think I actually did any work either. And I also don't plan on vlogging fully today, but Bo just went to the office real quick to pick something up. So while he's gone, I figured I would show you what I've been working on this week. So it is now week 3, is the 18th. And this week's goal was to work on my website update, which I'm finally doing. I've been working on it for 2 days. I haven't started any work on it today, but I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. It's really simple. That's pretty much my cup of tea when it comes to websites. Let me show you. Okay, so here is this so far. As you can see, I'm using Squarespace, but this is the main page there, and then this needs to be filled up with text, and then we just have some of my favorite stickers. Some of the pictures aren't loading, so I need to figure that out. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this part or not. I feel like it seems a bit busy. This is just my Instagram feed. And then if you go to my shop page, also I need to change out all of the images. These are just pictures I had on my computer. I have it set so there's little sections here, the stickers, prints. Again, the images aren't loading. And then paintings. And then there's also a button that takes you to all of them if you'd rather look at them that way. And then there's my work page, just kind of like a collection of my art. And I'm not sure if I'm going to add anything to this right now. This is kind of where I'm liking it, and I obviously will fill them up with art that is relevant to those sections. But if you click on one of these, it will have a thing here to tell you about the collection a little bit, and then pictures. I wanted to post all of my trading cards just to show like the scale of this project. I've been doing it since November 2018. So it's quite an ongoing thing. And then you have my Patreon, and that just opens a new window to my Patreon page, my about. Again, I need new pictures. I have a little description, which I will probably change. And then my Instagram feed, and I did add social links. And then last is just a contact page. Nothing special, just a contact page. That's where I'm at on that. Mostly, I just need to fill up the areas with the correct content, and I need to retake pictures. And that's the website so far. Obviously, I'm still working on it. I have the whole week to work on it, and who knows if I'll actually get it done this week. I might, wait to upload it some other time. I'll definitely wait until it's almost finished before I start announcing anything to anybody on social media. I have been talking to my patrons about it, and I've mentioned that I've started working on it. That way people know to look forward in the future. I was supposed to cut my patron stickers several days ago, so I'm actually going to make sure I get that done today. Got some new mats in the mail to try out for my sticker cutting machine, because since I didn't know what I was doing, I definitely cut through my mat. They're already all printed out. I just need to cut them. It is Wednesday, and Bo is at the office, so obviously I thought it would be a great opportunity to hop on this vlog again. But I need to get my planner out and actually come up with a plan. For sure, I definitely want to finish this painting today. For the last several days, I've been saying that I want to finish it, but I just haven't. But this is what we're working on. I feel like it needs some changes, because seeing it in the thing, I don't love it, but yeah, I'm gonna work on that. Hi, kitty. What's up? And for now, I'm probably just gonna get out my planner, start planning my week right in the middle of the week, I guess, and maybe watch some YouTube, and hopefully I will get some stuff recorded for you guys today. What? What's wrong? There's a big mess on the floor next to me though, because yesterday I attempted to do a rescue mission on our avocado tree, which has been struggling for a long time, and I knew it probably had root rot, but I just didn't do anything about it until yesterday, and I'm pretty sure it's just gonna die. It's not gonna make it. I checked on it this morning, and it's just not looking great, even after being repotted and all the dead stuff cut off. That's okay. Maybe I'll start a new avocado today. I think I'm going to have an avocado for lunch. But that is all. I'll talk to you guys later. Sorry it is loud outside. So I finished the painting. I'll go ahead and show it to you. My phone is not picking up the color, but there's a lot of colors like in the face. It's really bothering me that the neck and head position is not quite right, but I'm going to leave it. That's fine. So now I need to scan it. I haven't scanned these new colors yet, so hopefully they turn out. Well, I guess I did on the fish. Hopefully the colors turn out good in the scan. And then I want to go ahead and start importing the videos from this vlog I've been recording, and I want to get the sketches for my artist trading cards done. I am thinking I'm probably going to work majority of the day though. I think I only worked like 2 hours last night, so I'll have a little like double shift type thing today. I've asked Instagram if they have any questions or topics they would like me to talk about in the vlog. So later I'll probably have a little question answer Q&A session, because I haven't done a proper one of those in quite a while. And I don't know, I think it's going to be a pretty okay day. I tend to enjoy my days home alone. I'm going to go ahead and scan this painting now over there on my printer. I cleaned off that shelf recently. Can you tell? Doesn't it look nice? I'm thinking about moving those boxes on the very top shelf and putting my, what's it called? Pothos? My long viney plant up there. But then I'll have to pick a different plant to put on my desk, because I have to have a plant on my desk. So I'm about to get started on scanning the painting, so you might hear the printer scanning, but I figured while I was doing that I would go ahead and go through a few of the questions you guys gave me on Instagram. I think I'll just start. There's not very many right now. I literally just posted a bit ago. Let's see. It says, maybe your social life while and after lockdown. I have to say it hasn't really changed much at all. I'm not a social person, as you can probably tell by the fact that I never leave this room. I have been doing more video chats with my sister. We FaceTime pretty often, at least once a week usually. And then I have a few friends that I text on and off. But my phone is going to die and I'm recording on it, so I'm going to pause this real quick and go get a charger. Okay, that's better. Let's see, make sure you're still not gonna die. Yeah, I got 17%. Should be fine. Okay, the next one says how to get started on Patreon and take it to the next level. P.S. Love your artwork. Love your work. Thank you. So, getting started on Patreon, that's a tough one. I would start with first the either $1 or $2 tier, whatever your preference is there. I've read that the doing $2 rather than $1 is cheaper fee-wise on Patreon. I'm not sure. I just do the $1. Just like a thank you for supporting me, like donation type thing. And if you're up to it, you can maybe add like a few like early access or just like work in progress pictures or something to that tier. Just make it super easy to keep up with. And then I would start with one tier if you want to do physical awards. Well, I guess even if it's not physical, start with one extra tier after that and do that and make sure you're comfortable with it before moving on to multiple others. I feel like I added a bunch more of tiers in the beginning way too quick. I wish I would have spaced them out a few months in between instead of like adding them 1 month after the other. For me, I started with an artist trading cards tier and I had limited spots. I think for the longest time I feel like it was 5 US only spots. It was super limited because those are small paintings I do. Start small, something manageable and something that's not going to stress you out like crazy, because that's not what you want when you first start out. You want to make sure it's manageable and something you can keep up with. As far as taking it to the next level, you could always, sorry, there's a plane. Ask your patrons or audience what they would like. I ended up adding a sticker tier next, which is now my biggest part of my Patreon. So really, I think find what your audience wants. Most people love stickers, so I feel like that's always a good way to go. It is hard if you don't already have a printer though, because you're going to have to order it. So definitely consider not only what your people want, but what you can realistically do and how you will do it. Like, have a plan. Whatever you're going to do, have a plan. I wouldn't say I'm great at Patreon. I'm almost always behind on everything. So if you are a patron, sorry. I think listening to your audience and doing what is manageable for you is probably the best way to get started and continue with your Patreon career. Okay, the next one is how to choose a background for a drawing instead of just leaving it white, and how to present art online. So a background, I would say I'm not the best person to ask for this. I usually just go with a solid color, almost always either light blue or a grayish blue. So I don't know, I'm sorry. And how to present art online. So I would say with art, you want to present it in the best light possible, just like most other things. With art, the big one you have to decide between is if you're going to do a picture or posting a scan. I think both are good for different things. I usually go for scans if I'm posting a close-up. Definitely recommend you post close-ups of your work. And that also helps with, if you're having a hard time keeping up making a lot of content, you can post the sketch and then you can post the work, and then later on you can post a close-up, and that gives you at least 3 posts out of just one piece of artwork, because it can be hard to keep up with trying to be consistent online. But besides that, I do think in general pictures do better. It's a lot easier to show more character besides just the art. So you can, you should try your best to have as good as lighting as you can. It's not always possible. Some of my pictures are darker than I would like. There is some editing you can do to help with that, but if you're not super comfortable with editing, starting off with the best lighting possible will make the rest a lot easier on you. So if you're not sure how to do that, I would say go for next to a window. You want bright, indirect light. I've also heard that you can go outside and taking pictures in the shade is good, but I usually, my window's over there, I will lay down a canvas for a white bottom and then put the art on it. And if you can find something to reflect the light so you get even lighting, I usually will use 2 big canvases and set it on the opposite of the window to reflect the light, and it lessens the shadows. So I would say also make sure your artwork is cropped in a way that puts the focus on the artwork. Having fun stuff around the art is great, but make sure that the artwork is the focus. editing, if you're comfortable with it, you can always make sure the whites are white and the blacks are black. And also I follow a few people who have very personalized editing skills for their art. Like some people add a tint of pink to all of their photos, and all of their photos look like they go well together. So really, just like making art, like your presenting style is also going to be your own individual style. So I definitely would say experiment with that a lot and find out what you like and play with it. Because taking pictures of your art and editing them and getting it all ready to post should be almost, well, I guess it's up to you, but I think it's almost just as fun as actually making the art. Okay, the next question is, when did you start to see that your own art design was developing? I would say for me, and it's definitely still evolving and changing, it's changed a lot since then, but I think when I started seeing that this is the art I want to make was probably early 2017. I was doing a lot of like detailed watercolor portraits then. So for reference, I started taking art like hardcore seriously in June of 2016. And at the time I was doing art like all day, every day, at least like 12 hours a day. I was working on art, and then I was also like pumping out videos and all of that. So I would keep that in mind. For me, it was around 6 months, but I was also working my ass off. I was doing it full time. So definitely be patient with yourself and experiment. Again, experiment, because that's the easiest way to find your style, because it's really just what you like and how you like to create. So for me, it was a little over 6 months, I think. And then Mandy Pandy asked, any new art medium that you've been wanting to try out? I've been seeing a lot of people using, I think it's called jelly gouache. I don't know, it looks fun. I want to try that. Okay, favorite subjects to paint: girls, and recently fish. Fish are really fun to paint. I definitely recommend it. What paints would you recommend for someone who isn't into painting yet? I think this would probably depend on the person, but watercolor and gouache are both great. I hate acrylics, so I probably wouldn't recommend them, but I know a lot of people do enjoy acrylics. Watercolors are great in a lot of ways. They're just fun to work with, and they flow really nicely together, and it's just enjoyable. But I will say gouache is a lot more forgiving, so if you're worried about making mistakes and you want to be able to cover them up, I would go with gouache. It is a little bit difficult to get used to, but if you've never painted before anyways, it's going to be difficult. So just stick with it until you get used to the flow of the paint. And then same person says, what platforms had you had the most success selling on? I haven't really sold I haven't really sold in very many places. I started out on Etsy. I think I sold 3 things on there before switching. I just didn't enjoy it really, and didn't like that you had to pay for each item that you uploaded, and overall it just wasn't really working for me. So I switched over to Store Envy, which is what I'm currently using. I'm almost done with the website, but Store Envy is probably where I've sold the most things. Obviously there are a lot of options up there, so you need to find out what works for you. Yeah, I've also sold a few things on Instagram, but I think when it comes to selling things, instead of what platform is important, it's your audience. I always think of it as I don't know if this is the right way to think of it, but it makes it easier for me to break it down. If you think about having a link or something that you're showing to a lot of people, out of 100 of them, one person might click on that link. And then out of all the people who click on the link, maybe 5% will buy something. So that's why it's kind of nice to have a work on growing an audience and growing a community and a group of people who are interested in your work, because it's more likely that you will get some sales to help pay your bills. But yeah, Store Envy is where I've sold most things. I like that you pay the fees after you've already made a sale, and you can set it up to work with either PayPal or Stripe. This one isn't a question, but it's very nice, so I'm going to include it. Thank you. It's very sweet. Hopefully you enjoy this one if you watch it. And then the last one is, how are you really? I think like most people, I am in a weirdness. I've been mostly okay. I've noticed that my motivation and productivity and mood has been very up and down. Even though, like, technically life hasn't really changed all that much for me. I don't go out anyways, but with the way the world is and all of the shitty stuff happening and, like, people being killed and kidnapped and fires and just the world is shit right now, and probably will be for a while, at least with the whole environmental stuff. And I don't know, it's very emotionally draining for a lot of people. And I know I'm very privileged to be able to say I haven't been affected by it as much as I know a lot of people have, but I am, like, exhausted, like, all the time. I'm super tired, and it's just a lot. But I'm trying to stay motivated and get what I can get done and not be hard on myself about what I can't get done, and also making sure to take time to take care of myself. Bo and I have both been working really hard to keep up with our skincare routines, and that's one small, like, thing that we can do in the morning and night every day as a little, like, self-care thing. But yeah, it's a weird time and I feel weird, but I don't have a but. That's it. That's a weird, I probably should have done that one first, because now I feel like I'm leading on a sad note. Yeah, I'm in a weird headspace, but I think it will be okay. So hopefully you can hear me. My air conditioning is on and my phone's not great at audio, but I'm gonna have a bit of lunch. It's not very much, so it'd probably just be a snack, and I'll eat again in a little bit. I'm supposed to eat with Bo. I'm not sure if he's coming home for lunch or not, so I didn't want to get too full. And if he ends up not coming home for lunch, I can just make more food. But yeah, I'm gonna eat this. It's just avocado toast with sriracha, nutritional yeast, salt, and pepper. It's delicious. And I'm gonna watch my Holo Love? I don't know.
Would you like coffee or tea?